Hey, how y'all doing? This is Mongo Slade, and today we're going to talk about two gimmicks from Shane Helms. But first, hit the like button for me, and then subscribe if you're not already subscribed. If you've done that, now we're ready to go into two gimmicks from Shane Helms. One, Sugar Shane Helms from 3 Count. All right, so I don't know when 3 Count appeared. I have no earthly idea. I was not watching WCW when 3 Count debuted. All I know is they were doing Backstreet Boys, NSYNC, because those were the type of things that were hot at the time. So it must be like late 90s, like 99, 98. There was a big boom of boy bands in the late 90s. There was, like I said, Backstreet Boys, there was NSYNC, there was other, Hanson, but I think that was after WCW closed. I think that was maybe in 2001. There was a lot of groups, and basically 3 Count was one of them. They created a boy band for the cruiserweight division in WCW. Sugar Shane Helms, Shannon Moore, and Evan Courageous. Was that guy's name with the braids? And basically they did this horrible lip syncing. They did a dance number. It was some of the most god awful, cringy shit. I, man, look, it's disgusting. It is straight up disgusting. And it's called paying your dues. See, all them guys were young. I think most of them guys were probably under the age of 23. They were really young when they were doing that stuff. And it was still very stupid for them to be doing it. But Shane Helms was kind of the breakout star because he did, he was a great performer. He was really good. He would break out on his own and do his own thing, become cruiserweight champion and all that type of stuff. So he had some talent. He was able to break out of this whole Shane Helms of 3 Count thing and start doing the Sugar Shane Helms. And, I actually like that. I like that nickname too, Sugar Shane. I like that nickname. But when WCW closed, he was one of the people who were picked up. He said he couldn't be Shane Helms anymore because there's already a Shane McMahon. They don't like people for WWE does not like for people to have the same name. So he took the name Gregory Helms. And he says that he was kind of floating around, not doing much of anything. And then somebody noticed his Green Lantern tattoo that he has on his shoulder. And people asked him about it. I think he might have been asked about it by somebody in creative. And he talked about how much he loved the Green Lantern. And his love of the Green Lantern led to the creation of the Hurricane. The green clad hero, the superhero, who was super cringe, but incredible. I love the Hurricane. I shouldn't be biased in this way, but I love the Hurricane. The Hurricane is supremely stupid, and it's stupid in all the good ways because he's naive. He's still trying to. I mean, at first he was a heel. I don't understand why he's a superhero and he was a heel. That didn't make any sense. But he brought a touch of stupid to everything that he was in, but he also made things more fun. Like he had Mighty Molly, and then he had the superhero in training, the shit, which is Rosie. Was it Rosie? Which is was it Rosie? Yeah, it was Rosie. Was it Rosie? I'm pretty sure it was Rosie. Whichever one, it was Roman Reigns' brother. That one. Which was a superhero in training. And the Hurricane became very well known for being Gregory Helms' alter ego. So basically, he was a backstage reporter, and he would do regular backstage stuff, and then crime or something would occur backstage, and he would transform into the Hurricane and try to stop the crime. But he was super delusional. Like he was a cruiserweight who thought he could like choke slam Triple H, like thought he could choke slam Stone Cold Steve Austin. It was absolutely absurd, and that's why I loved it so much because it was so lovable. Like he played it so well. This guy's so small, and his whole character is based off of being super strong. And I think he might even been Kane's tag team partner for a little while. The Hurricane had a hell of a run, and then something happened. I think it might have been a deadly hurricane in New York or something like that. And they decided to drop the Hurricane gimmick. And the Hurricane was actually very financially successful too, if I remember correctly. I think he was one of the top merchandise sellers for a long time too, as far as selling gimmicks and stuff like masks and different things like that. The Hurricane ended up being a really big star. He actually got to pin The Rock. the same week The Rock pinned Stone Cold Steve Austin, the Hurricane pinned The Rock, and nobody cares because that's how wins and losses don't matter. But it's interesting to see that a guy who went from being a boy band to being a superhero, two gimmicks that on their faces are fucking stupid, but his talent allowed him to pull beyond that. Now, when he became just regular Gregory Helms, I actually like that too. When he had his feud with Matt Hardy, which was on SmackDown. I think he was the longest running cruiserweight champion of all time and all that type of stuff. Because basically they forgot he had the belt, so he was the champion for like a year and some change. But he had that great feud with Matt Hardy. I was on when I think it was 2004 SmackDown, 2005 SmackDown. But it was really fun. That whole stuff was fun. The Hurricane ended up coming back a little bit later. He was, I actually think he did the Hurricane also on the Independence. I think he might have also did the Hurricane then. And the Hurricane has done some ins and outs during the later years, but that's sort of been his thing. He seems to have embraced the Hurricane and didn't really think it was stupid. He just kind of saw it as something he really, because it's based off something he really loved, which is superheroes and comic books and stuff like that. And I think Shane Helms is an amazing performer. He's actually very good. And so I can't really say anything other than, maybe some people didn't like the Hurricane because it was too silly. But the whole stuff with Mighty Molly and stuff was pretty good. I actually loved Mighty Molly. I liked I loved it. I loved the tag team with him and Rosie. I'm just gonna keep saying it's Rosie because I'm almost certain it's Rosie. I loved that. I liked it. It was enjoyable. He was a good performer. But if you prefer 3 count, please, go wash your eyes out with bleach. So let's all talk about how much we love the Hurricane. So in the comment section below, let's talk about the Hurricane. Let's forget 3 count ever happened. Like this video, share this video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll talk to you guys later.